their Aaron Rodgers compartment is overflowing, so they're like, whatever.
With
That's
disdain,
fine.
with negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine. And they can both be true. I don't, like, what's your impression of Aaron Glenn before this? I didn't have one, right? Did you?
No, just feisty NFL coach.
Yeah. And so now it's kind of what you know about him. Until you start seeing more and more quotes, more and more press conferences, and more, whatever. I don't know, as I say this, wow, that comes across as arrogant. So what's the right way to do it? Sit down and say, hey, you know what, Aaron, we're going to go a different direction. And here's why. But I'd love your thoughts about what happened, or maybe before you even say that, I'd love your thought. What are you thinking? Because we've had a lot of conversations, and I think we're pretty close to a decision on what we'd like to do, but would love, your thoughts. And he goes, whatever. And it sounds like Aaron wanted to move on. And if he says, I want to be here, I said, well, I think, we kind of decided, Aaron, we're gonna move on. Here's why. Appreciate what you did. You got any thoughts? And whatever. But if in fact 20 seconds in, well, we're moving on. All right, cool. You don't know me. You don't know me. All right, you're getting all chesty sitting in the office. That's why I brought in the GM. It just sounds weird. But again, it was probably a conversation that Aaron Glenn was dreading, right? Aaron probably wasn't looking forward to it. But I don't know. As Jet fans, and I know there's a bunch of Jet fans out there, I'm just kind of wondering how you feel about that. 505-246-0610. Where does he go? Do you believe he plays? Are you cool with him saying, you know what? I got life going on right now. I got people really close to me that are dealing with some really gnarly stuff. And I'm going to deal with that before I deal with football. Are you cool with that? Or because honestly, I don't have a problem with what he said. And I know that there's a lot of, well, Aaron Rodgers is this, and more than one thing could be true. And I thought it was good that he finally came out and said something. But where does he end up? And if you're the Steelers, you move on. I think the answer is you might want to have a plan to move on. Because Mike Tomlin came out yesterday and said, we can start the season with Mason Rudolph.
Good old Mason Rudolph.
Can you? We're going to go back to that well, which didn't produce the first few times. All right, 505-246-0610. We'll talk hoops coming up at 9 o'clock. Kenny Thomas, a former Lobo, great scheduled to be here for Kicking It with Kenny. We'll get into that as we go through. Lobo's spring game. You can watch some football tonight. I want to get into that a little bit when we return. Twin Peaks is your place. Twin Peaks is your place for National Munchies Day. That is on Sunday. Celebrate at Twin Peaks. Get all your sports needs out there as well. Twin Peaks can cure your cotton mouth. They got a cocktail called Liquid Marijuana. Shots are just $6 all day. Cocktails are on special. Other stuff for $8 featuring Captain Morgan, Parrot Bay Coconut Rum, Melon Liqueur, all kinds of stuff. Twin Peaks is also on the clock for the NFL Draft. That is next week. Coming up starting on Thursday, you can catch all the draft action at the Ultimate Sports Lodge. Round one will kick off at 6 o'clock on Thursday. And make your plans to be there on Tuesdays because they've got the BOGO deal. Buy 6 bone-in wings, get 6 more free. You get to choose from a variety of sauces as well, including their delicious, yummy, smoky, sweet barbecue sauce. If you like the spice, give the pineapple habanero a try. Pair that with a nice brew. You got yourself an enjoyable Tuesday. Get yourself over to Twin Peaks on a Tuesday and every day and take advantage of Twin Peaks.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All about
Lobo baseball played UNLV yesterday. They hit 6 home runs. Beat the Rebels 13-7. Lobo football, spring game. Friday night lights tonight out at University Stadium. Wrapping up spring practice, you can go out and catch the kids clinic. Gates will open at 4:30. They got the kids clinic. It's free for kids under 12. And then they will kick off and have a spring football game. And you get your first look at what the Lobos might look like coming up in when they kick off Labor Day weekend in Ann Arbor at the Big House. A couple guys are already, well, I say couple, I think there's like 7 that are already in the portal. But as far as, you've been out a number of times, right? Quarterback play is probably going to look a little bit different, but James Lobstein, that the guy who was here, is getting a whole lot of reps as the first string guy. He's getting a chance. And I do believe with Jack Lane injured, he's going to probably be the number 1 guy going into fall, the transfer from Idaho. But I got to believe there's going to be somebody who's not yet on campus who's also going to be in competing for the quarterback spot by the time we hit fall.
Yes, and Coach Eck has been open about that, saying they want to add a couple more quarterbacks to the roster. What level of talent you're going to get to be determined, but there's going to be more guys on campus. I know they've kind of leaned into the Idaho transfer as the de facto number one, but it's a giant question mark, man. When he said it multiple times he's going to be on a pitch count, doesn't give you a lot of confidence.
No. And so that's why you wonder, will it be Lobstein? Will it be somebody else? Watch the running back room. Scott Humphrey, the Montana State transfer, will be there. And then I think your defensive line is going to look a little bit different when you hit the fall as well, because I expect some reinforcements out of the portal there. Gabe Lopez is there. He was playing off the edge last season, but 6'2" and 250. You looking for that guy to be the leader, and just go out and watch some football tonight. The weather's going to be a little I don't know, New Mexico springish. Is that fair? Is that how it is? But yeah, that's where that is. There are dudes already in the portal that came out. I think maybe, I don't know, as I looked at the list of guys who were in the portal, I thought the one that might have surprised me a bit was the tight end Kyan Need, who came here in January from Weber State, 6'5", 262, a tight end, projected to be the top of the depth chart, and he goes back into the portal, which that one might have been the one that surprised me the most. Anything surprised you a bit? And
I have learned to not be surprised when it comes to the transfer portal.
Totally fair.
Is it a little, to your point that you made a little bit earlier of why? Sure. When the dude has 2 years of
and just came in
playing and has like 16 catches, nothing on film from spring.
Right.
It's not like there's people out there, spying on Lobo's spring practice or hundreds of people showing up to watch, and they're like, that dude's different.
Yeah, I'm going to offer him a bunch of money to come somewhere else. Yeah, I don't know. You always wonder what happened there. But guys that didn't fit were moved from positions that got a few reps last year. I just, as I look through it, I don't know that anybody just stuns me that's not going to be here and that jump themselves into the portal. And again, you wish these guys well, because I think it is a gamble. It always is, and you can bet on yourself. But if you're not in the right spot, go find the right spot. The grass isn't always greener. Sometimes it is. And I hope these guys go out and find themselves a spot. It was New Mexico State transfer portal news. Their best running back coming back from last year, Seth McGowan, went into the portal after spring. And I thought he was really good last year. There were times where he was the best part of their offense. So, and we'll catch up. Yeah, we'll catch up with Tony Sanchez here pretty quick and get a wrap up of their spring and where they're going and going into spring meetings here in a little bit. When we come back, a little tragic. Well, that's not that totally isn't right. A big tragedy in northern New Mexico. The high school ranks. I want to get into that, and maybe some of you knew the family, but just a horrific story coming out of Santa Fe Indian School. Their head basketball coach and athletic director were killed in a car crash. I want to get into that, what we know, and you might be able to add some more stuff if there's somebody out there that maybe knew the family well. So I want to hit that. You've got a lot of emails that I got to get to and correspondence and text. 505-246-0610 is how to get in today. Emails are coming in. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We're all moving a little faster now.
Trust the team that's going to keep.
Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the front.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
This started breaking yesterday afternoon, and it's spread. And those of you who, especially people in the north, may know the Abetas more than certainly I do. But the head boys basketball coach at Santa Fe Indian School and an assistant athletic director up there, who happened to be his brother, were both killed in a car crash in northern New Mexico yesterday morning. Jason Abeta and Nathan Abeta, both from San Juan Pueblo, died. It was a two-vehicle accident. It was in Rio Arriba County. Just by every indication, really, really good dudes. And this started spreading yesterday. I was reading a lot. I did not know the Abetas. I don't. But New Mexico State Police said that it was a two-vehicle crash near Highway 84 and State Road 554. It was up near Abiquiu. 6 o'clock in the morning, they were in a Jeep Wrangler. A Chevy Camaro was coming down south on 84, crossed over into the northbound lanes while maneuvering through the curve. Initiated this head-on collision with the Jeep Wrangler and the driver of the Camaro and both Abetas, who were in the Jeep, were pronounced dead on the scene. Our deepest condolences to that whole Santa Fe Indian School community and that family. JJ, I don't pretend I knew them. Read a lot about them yesterday on the X and people talking about them and how they were there to make people's lives better, and they cared about the kids and they cared about the community and they cared about their people and their culture, and they rooted in their culture and kind and all the things that are good, right? And they here they are serving and taking care of others, and just tragedy hits. And I'm not looking to place blame. That's not my game. Just deepest condolences, and I just thought we'd be remiss if we didn't recognize this and salute them and send our love to the families.
It's a tragic story and heartbreaking. Have that happen in that accident, and so many people trying to wrap their minds around that.
Yeah. So if you knew them, I'd love a story or two if you got it. But again, super deep condolences. You know what? We probably need to reach out to Nick Nee here, because that's supposed to start today. Probably going to give him a call here. I don't know, maybe in the next segment. Got Ed sent me a text. Said really sad day. Great guys. Really, really, really good coach. So, yeah, I like I said, man, I don't know them. The people that I know who know them, just it broke their heart, and so, yeah. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimal.com and JJ at sportsanimal.abq.com. A couple other things. Well, actually, why don't I get to some of your correspondence as you're coming in? Because you've been in on a bunch of different things this morning. Lars said, great time to be gone, Jeff. I've been slammed the last couple of days, so I wasn't able to listen. End up being a good time for you to be out. Can you send me, can I send you my schedule so your MIA days correspond with Lars? Yeah, sure. Yeah, you try line up my travel. I got another one that from John said JJ did a great job. At
this point in time, I get it. You don't like me, but I've been doing this for 15 plus years in my life. Like, I know how to host the radio show.
And that's where I was going. And I appreciate John coming in and saying, hey, JJ.
We're styles. I think that's why we work. We're different styles. We do different things.
Yeah. No, then this one was JJ was awesome this week. And that's the other thing. Like, I know JJ's really good. I wouldn't work with him for all these years if I didn't think, we complimented each other and he was good. So, you can send me your schedule all you want. But, look, the show goes on and nobody's bigger than anything, right? This one's on your Rockies. Richard says, the worst part is Chris Bryant's hurt already. Is that the worst part?
That was an expected part. He's been hurt since the Rockies signed him.
Yeah. I mean, is that the worst part? The worst part is they're 3-15 and they're scoring like less than 3 runs a game. And they had to fire their hitting coach and their run differentials minus, what is it? What did I tell you, 51 already? And they played 18 damn games. They're getting their doors blown off. That's the worst part to me. This one says on the dividers, part of the dividers plan, the United, he says. Gopher calls them dividers. I was told by soccer fans in past years, the cup games have been the dividers' majors. They focus on those games more than their league. This season, they're concentrating on a championship belt in the USL, not so much winning the midseason tournament. Well, that's a good one to say once you're out of the midseason tournament after your first game. We don't care.
Spin doctor.
Yeah, we don't care much to be, because, we're good. Mean Machine, did Sister Jean recruit Cade Dotson, Jeff? Or did Cade look at the roster that they're putting together here and wonder where his playing time is going to come from? No, the roster's not complete. Global Basketball is recruited above him. I mean, I don't know if that's. I have no idea why Cade left, other than everybody left. There was a change in coaching staff, and the people who recruited you aren't there anymore. And I'm going to guess Loyola probably offered him some money to go play for the Ramblers in Chicago, and an opportunity to go play. When I look at the roster here. He's got his point guard, right? Is Kalai Patton the point guard?
Dude was a walk-on redshirt last year.
Was he? So who's your point guard?
They don't have a point guard yet.
So Cade Dotson.
They got the Patton brothers.
All right.
To come in.
All right. So who's your point guard?
You don't have one yet.
So it could have been him. So I'm going to guess that maybe wasn't it. All right. But I don't know. Todd says tough loss for Armando yesterday. As Chihuahuas outplayed Albuquerque's baseball team, but the scoreboard's all that matters. And loss like that is going to come back to hunt El Paso later in the season. Yeah, they're done. They lost 11-8 on a Thursday afternoon in April in the wind. That one's going to come back and haunt them, man. I mean, I don't know how they recover from that, JJ.
It's going to take them some time.
Just not sure how they do that. I don't care about that. All right. Why don't we do that? Here, Todd says, I don't believe for a second Aaron Rodgers is going to redshirt this year. Jeff, I think he's going to wait until after week 1. At least one starting quarterback is going to get hurt and then let teams stroke his ego. It might. And if a quarterback goes down and you got Aaron Rodgers sitting on the sidelines and call him, you're going to be stoked. Like you are.
In case of emergency, break glass, and there's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. All right, 505-246-0610. Let's. We're going to reach out to. We're going to reach out to Nick and see if he could hit the 8:45 mark. Can he do at 9:00? And try to. I love his response on the Masters. I mean, he was there. So looking for Nick Nee and talk to you a little golf when we get back on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 The Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Everguard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery.
It started yesterday. He's your leader. Scotty Scheffler, Russell Henley, Mackenzie Hughes are 3 strokes back at -7 in beautiful Hilton Head, South Carolina. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Thank you for being with us, not just today, but every day here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. I want to tell you about my friends at On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Get your car detailed, take care of one of your biggest investments. And after a day like yesterday with the dirt and the wind and the schmutz and everything running around in the air, talk to them about your paint protection film. They will protect your vehicle. They will protect it from the scratches and the stains and all the crud that's in the air. Talk to them about paint protection film, ceramic coating. All those scratches and stains and fading paint can be a thing of the past. It's one of your biggest investments. Probably going to have that vehicle for a minute. Take care of it. On the Spot Automotive Detailing is it. They're best in the city. Their detailing service is phenomenal. It is second to none. And the convenience is just the best thing. They come to you. You don't take your car to them. They come to you. They detail your vehicle while you're in the office, while you're in the house. And when you go outside, your vehicle looks and smells and feels like the day you took it off the lot. It's On the Spot Automotive Detailing. It's a great gift as well. It's all online. You can book and buy at OTSdetailing.com. All right, in the games, Atlanta will be at home against Miami in the final play-in game. The winner of that game will advance into the main bracket as the 8th seed in the East. They will play the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round of the NBA playoffs. In the West, the game will be in Memphis. Dallas will travel to Tennessee. Mavericks and Grizzlies, the winner of that gets the right to play the Oklahoma City Thunder in a first-round series in the NBA playoffs. You like Miami, and who do you like in the second game? I think I like Dallas.
I think Dallas has a good shot with John Morant not practicing yesterday, not being 100%. And the one thing with the Mavericks is a team that watched the other night just blow the Kings out the belt was a squad that was tired of hearing about it. Everyone's mad at Nico Harrison, but the fallout is they're a bunch of scrubs. That's all that's left.
That's all they hear, yeah.
And they went out there, played a heck of a game to keep their season alive.
Yeah, remember Kyrie's out, right? He blew out his ACL, and so the experiment that Nico Harrison thought he was putting together, he didn't really get. Anthony Davis got hurt immediately, and during that stretch, you lose Kyrie. You thought you were pairing Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, and Klay Thompson. If I said to you, here's your core, right? That's a good core, is it not, of an NBA basketball team? I got Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, and Klay Thompson. I got an incredible point guard, ball handler, playmaker, creator. I got a guy who's been as good of a big in this league in the last decade as there's been, and I got one of the premier shooters in the league to get started. That's pretty good, right? Anthony Davis is a terrific defender. You just don't have that. It's just not what he had.
Just missing Kyrie, and it's the fact that AD cost you Luka Doncic. So,
well, that should probably be part of the conversation. Yes. Yes. How did you get to this point? Yeah. And then tomorrow you're going to jump into it as far as the NBA playoffs get started. And you'll get more and more stuff as we get a full slate tomorrow. Milwaukee, Indiana, early. Clippers, Denver, 1:30 Saturday afternoon in the first round of that series, first game of that series. Detroit and the Knicks, and then Minnesota and the Lakers. That's your playoff schedule tomorrow. And now you're in it. And you're going to get hockey and hoops every night for the next 2 months, 2.5 months. And there'll be a game or 2 or 4 every night, depending on where we are as far as the rounds go on. And just load up on this stuff, and this carries you straight through into the summer. So it's there for you. Who you got tonight It is Miami and Atlanta. It is Memphis and it is Dallas. And it playing tournament action. Oh, it gets no better than that. So who you got? I'm not gonna lie. When we were at dinner the other night and caught the very end of the Warriors game, what happened? And I was watching on my phone, and I never did go back and catch the highlights. So it was a 3-point game with 5.5 seconds to go. Did they step on the line on that inbounds pass, Memphis?
5-second violation.
It was a 5-second violation.
Did not get the ball in bounds.
Okay, because we were watching on the phone and like, is he on the line? Like, what happened? They didn't get the ball.
Did not get the ball in play.
How does that even happen? Oh, that makes it even worse to me. Right?
Yeah.
And that was coming out of a timeout.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, I was trying to, like, literally we're at dinner. I'm like, all right, I'm putting it on the phone. We're at, like, this nice restaurant. I'm like, I don't care.
Got good. That fourth quarter.
Yeah, we're watching the scores. How do you lose that way? Like, I'm not sure you were going to win anyway. You had 5 seconds to get a 3-point shot off, but it's the NBA. I watch that happen all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time, right? How do you not get a shot off, dude? And they played pretty well, didn't they? Memphis did.
Dude, they played really well. They're down 20 in the first half.
Yeah.
Took a lead for a brief time there early in the fourth quarter. Steph Curry had to erupt, and we've seen, I think this era, there's two guys that kind of rise above the rest. If going the last 15 years, which is crazy now. Like Steph Curry and LeBron James, fourth quarter in the postseason, they've done some amazing things, and you saw that the other night, 15 in the final, 19 from Steph, and that's what makes the Warriors so dangerous, the experience. But you have the table setter and Jimmy Butler, Steph Curry, and if you're the Houston Rockets, a 2 seed, the underdog in this series, you gotta hope that you can limit, I guess, Jimmy early, because who's really the number 3? They don't have a third scorer.
No. Will they find one? Do you think as this goes on, or
no?
Because in that game, why can't I find that game? When was that damn game? Was that
Tuesday night?
Tuesday night? It seems like forever ago, but I guess it was just Tuesday night ago. 38-37. I guess I didn't realize that. I mean, Quentin Post is your next score, or Kuminga. Can Kuminga be that guy?
He's not in the rotation. He hasn't played like the last few games.
Gary Payton had 12 for you?
You're going to need pods, like 10, 12 points.
Well, he's going to have to shoot better than 1 for 7.
Yes, to get to 10, 12 points.
Yeah, he's going to have to do that. All right, let's get into the playoffs. Kenny Thomas is scheduled to be with us. Spent 11 years in the National Basketball Association after a terrific career at the University of New Mexico. Kenny Thomas due to be in next as we kick it with Kenny on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia.
95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, the NBA playoffs will start in full tomorrow. You get a full slate. You get play-in tournament stuff tonight. Dallas at Memphis in the West, preceded by Miami in Atlanta in the East. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Ho! On a good Friday to you. Happy Friday. And we are joined now by former Lobo great, 11-year veteran of the National Basketball Association. As we kick it with Kenny, the segment's named after him. He is Kenny Thomas. What's up, Kenny Thomas?
Man, I want to be like Jeff Symbieta, you guys, when I grow up.
Why? Don't grow up and don't be like me. None of it's a good idea.
You do so much, man.
Wow. I don't know if that's right. I got a lot going on, dude.
Man, you impact the community.
I try.
You embrace the fans. You've embraced me, you and JJ. I appreciate you both in the station, and man, I just gotta, you're my guy, man.
Yeah, you're my guy.
You're my guy.
We all got guys. All right, let's start with. I was wondering what logo you were going to wear today. I was right,
Kings.
And he brings the Sacramento Kings stuff in. So let's go.
Let's do it.
They got pummeled. They fired their GM. Their season ended in the first game of the play-in season. Where do the Sacramento Kings go from here?
Fired Mike Brown.
Yeah.
Which Mike Brown might be a candidate for the Phoenix job I just saw, which is kind of trending.
I thought Mike Brown, James Borrego, because what's open right now? Phoenix, is New Orleans open?
I just saw something that Willie Green, who I played with in Philly,
Yeah.
he lost the locker room when he told them they were soft when they lost by 40.
Because they were?
So with their GM change, I think they changed their GM too as well.
Yeah, they did.
In New
They did.
Orleans.
They
So
did.
who knows what's going to happen there because James is there too, right? So, I mean.
Yeah, James is in New Orleans. I think, and then San Antonio to me is the trigger for him.
Ooh.
Don't you think?
Ooh. I could totally. Okay, I don't know if people know this, but I've told you before, the last like 5-6 years under my, when I was actually in the NBA, James, I used to go down in the summer and train with the Spurs before the season started. And they wanted guys to come in and play against their guys, and they opened up their facilities to me, right? That's where James first started, right? Obviously under Pop and being a part of that organization, and what James had the chance to be able to coach the Charlotte Hornets, and now he's going to have another opportunity. I could totally see James back there.
All right, so the Suns are open, the Nuggets are open, the Grizzlies are open, the Kings are open. New Orleans might be, and we don't know what's going on in San Antonio. That's today.
Right now, when it comes to the Kings, what I just saw, they're looking at possibly bringing back Doug Christie. They just fired the GM, and then the next day,
Well, they hired Scott Perry right
Yes,
away.
they did, because he was there for a little bit. And then when you got to keep in mind when the assistant GM left, Wes, not too long ago, which is a cool dude, went and got another job. I forgot what team, but yeah, you could tell like there's going to be some changes.
Is that
It's
a
gonna
good
be
job,
mixed up.
dude? And I say that JJ and I talk about this all the time, right? There's only 30 of them. So they're all good jobs.
Yeah.
But then amongst the good jobs, there's better jobs and not better jobs. And I always define a better job as do I have the talent to win, but do I have the organizational structure and support to win? And I wonder what they're doing sometimes there.
Well, I totally agree. The Kings, I still have my house there in California.
Still got all your gear.
I still get some gear sometimes, but it's one of those things, man. I was able to do TV for them for NBC Sports for 2 years.
Yeah.
Last year, I did not do it. It's one of those things. They've been good to me when I was doing TV, and it's a different organization, man, from the standpoint of like they didn't make the playoffs for 17 years, and then I was a part of that. The last 17 years was the last time I played, and then Mike Brown comes in, gets Coach of the Year, and then they fire my guy, man. So it's just one of those things, and I like Doug Christie a lot. It's just the hand that he's being dealt right now is not a legitimate hand.
That's my point. Is
Yeah.
it a good job if you're dealt a hand that they're not going to help you get better?
Well, keep in mind, it's an opportunity for him to actually get a full year to be able to coach, man. And he's a young and up and
You like
coming
the roster?
coach. Now, that's what I was about to get into.
Yes.
Domas came out and said, obviously, after that game, he's like, hey, we need a point guard. Yeah, you do. Like a legitimate.
Well, because you traded him away.
Yeah.
You had a great one.
It was crazy how that ended up unfolding. I'm not going to sit up here and say because I know a little bit, but it's when De'Aaron Fox is from Houston, so he wanted to get back over there anyway. So it's nice how they hooked him up and sent him to San Antonio, right? And this Kings I got you. Watch this Kings organization. It's been an unbelievable roller coaster up and down. When you have, I forgot who said this when I saw it yesterday on First Take, I think, or ESPN. Levine and DeRozan with the Bulls, they broke it up for a reason. Those two guys demand the ball way too much, and they got to have it in certain situations, but they don't have a general to actually lead them. That's the big key. So I don't even, to be honest, it's going to be interesting to me to see if Sabonis stays there. and not want to trade.
They need him. He is Kenny Thomas. We're kicking with Kenny here on the Sports Animal.
What did you make of Dallas? They're a team that they've been hit because of their general manager, but it feels like the fallout is they're just a bunch of scrubs now that Luka Doncic is gone. The others just look like a team that was out there to prove a point in that game.
Yeah, Dallas. Come on, you got Clay on any given night can show up, and he showed up that game. The fact that Anthony Davis is back, big impact for the Dallas Mavericks. But I like the way that group of the group of guys for the Mavericks are playing. They're playing great ball, and they're playing very unselfish ball. But the way that they went in to Sacramento and quiet that crowd, man, I was really, really stunned. But Dallas is a squad to be reckoned with. When Kyrie's able to come back, Dallas is going to be a good team in the West.
I can't buy that, man.
Yeah,
might not be back until January, and then how much are you going to expect? And that's a year lost to Anthony Davis, who's then going to be 33, 34.
Yeah,
Klay Thompson is a roller coaster ride. He's not getting any younger.
He's not the old Klay Thompson anymore.
No, without a doubt.
Or the young Klay Thompson anymore. Yeah.
Well, the young old flashback.
I asked JJ this. We had this conversation earlier. Who and I didn't know how to phrase it. Who needs it more tonight? And I'm thinking for fan base and future to get into the bracket. And the other way to say it is, which fan base will be more will lose their mind more if you don't get in out of the play-in. Dallas or Memphis tonight for the future? Who needs this game more to get into
Dallas?
The bracket? I think so too.
Dallas.
Yeah, that's where I was.
I mean, Memphis is a ticking time bomb right now.
Well, when you fire your coach, it's kind of like Sacramento. I thought they said we're resetting this, right?
But how do you reset? How do you reset in the middle of the season and you fire the player of the year? The coach of the year. How do you do that?
Didn't Phoenix do that too?
Well, that was a.
Didn't Denver do that too?
Well, when it comes to Phoenix, come on, man, that was toxic. But Budenholzer, I think he's a great guy, but who knows what was going on from an ego standpoint?
Is he done too? Does Budenholzer get it? Budenholzer was considered a really good coach, wasn't he? He won an NBA championship, didn't he?
That happened.
Yes, with Milwaukee.
Won.
Yeah, I've heard he might end up back in Milwaukee
as the head coach or on the staff.
Because Doc is there on the staff. Doc is head coach.
Okay,
for the Bucks.
I mean, I don't know why he was run out there. JJ, it was really, you get along with Giannis, you're going to be fine, right? In a place like that, if you get along with the star, you're going to be okay, right?
Exactly, but Dame is out. You know what I mean? So that changes the dynamic.
That's
when you have a Phoenix situation, when the star players quit on you, that's a whole nother beast. And I feel like Mike Brown can go in there and set that right.
JJ, you think Memphis needs it more, huh?
I do, because I don't.
Why?
Being the 10th seed and losing to Oklahoma State in the first round is going to do nothing for that fan base. They're going to simmer on the Luka trade for a while. But Ja Morant has something to prove on the court.
I mean, it's a fair argument. It is. You see, where you and I are with Dallas, even with Kyrie out, they need something to give that fan base. I almost think it's more, you don't need to give that fan base more fuel. We couldn't even get out of the damn play-in tournament. You traded Luka. To me, it's almost damage control, but JJ, to your point, probably not enough damage control just to get into the play-in. I see where he's coming from. So when we had this conversation earlier, I asked, JJ, can you win with Ja Morant as your centerpiece? Is he mature enough to be a guy that leads a championship caliber NBA team?
Who?
And Ja. So look, we all watched Kobe Bryant mature. LeBron James mature, Dwayne Wade mature. You watch dudes who were young, and you know the difference when you come out of college and you're 19, 20 years old, as opposed to when you're 26 or 27. Is he the dude that can be? Because he's got to be the centerpiece and mature.
Oh, that's a given. I totally agree with JJ from the standpoint of he does need something, but he's not creating any good narratives for himself when he's on the court. Like you just said, being young, you have a different mindset from the standpoint of, hey, I'm the guy that's going to be the highest paid on this team. I have to carry myself a little differently. That's what I don't like about him.
Well, let me compare him to a dude that you talk about all the time, Allen Iverson. Okay? Great game. I don't give a bleep attitude, right? I was Allen Iverson when he came out. I don't give a damn what you think of me, how I look, how I dress, how I carry myself. I'm going to ball. But But he matured. He grew up, right?
Yeah, but you don't. But I think we talked about this. You don't see Allen Iverson doing ill-advised things while playing on the court,
like the gun
to
thing
where
and then
you
the grenade
get
thing?
suspended,
Yeah.
man. And then obviously you got guys shooting arrows and different things. But when you go through a situation to where you get suspended based off of something that you can control to a certain extent, and once again, I'm not perfect. Everybody's made mistakes, and everybody does. But you have to carry yourself to a different standard.
JJ,
I'm sorry, because if that could have been me, yeah, I'll stay in my house to a certain extent.
Can I hijack this in a different way? The shooting the arrow thing just brought up something I've been at. How the hell does Mustafa Amsil think he's got any more eligibility?
I've been seeing that. How
He's
does
in
that work?
he's in the portal. Can you what if I know I've been out of it for the last 2 days. What have I missed that CJ Nolan and Mustafa Amsil have both played 5 full seasons of college basketball?
What you've missed is the gray area.
What is gray
that
about
these
it?
dudes are like, well, if you can sue for extra years of JUCO basketball, why not sue the NCAA and say, hey, maybe I'm going back to school for my master's. Why can't I keep playing basketball?
So you could play forever?
Why not?
There's no limited eligibility?
Unlimited eligibility.
If they give you the
what are we?
If they give you the year, right?
So
no, like
How-
these
how does
dudes
that-
are in the transfer portal.
Okay.
Because they know the system's broken, and someone somehow, some way could file a lawsuit and be like, you know what? Yeah, I might have played 5 years.
Okay.
But I don't have a master's degree yet, so I'm going to go back to school, get my master's degree, and why can't I just keep playing basketball?
Okay, I get it now. I've been seeing that and I didn't get it.
So the concept is,
wow,
why are they allowed to put a limit on my eligibility?
So can I go back and get my master's and play?
So honestly, could Kenny
as
Thomas?
messy as the system is, that is not a crazy thought, but that is worse than anything we're dealing with now.
So can Kenny Thomas put his name in the transfer portal and say, "I want to go get my master's degree and
Why
play
not?
college basketball"?
Dude,
you should do that. Yeah. What I mean?
No, but seriously though, I'm not going to,
why?
but-
What? Oh, you don't want to play anymore, but you should.
Hey, no, you kidding me?
No, kind of.
I'm
but
playing
not really.
golf with you.
Yeah, but,
I'm not-
but
what?
you ain't gonna make that money. You might win a few bucks here and there, but you ain't gonna make that.
Hey,
kind
but
of money.
still though, a walk-on's getting $5,000, bro. I can go collect the check.
JJ, this is obscene. So basically,
they didn't think that was funny, you guys.
We're pushing for unlimited eligibility.
Unlimited.
That's insane.
So you can, if I can't make the NBA, I could play college basketball and transfer and transfer and transfer until I'm 42.
And he's gonna go get some more money.
Well, that's the point. You don't give a damn about the Masters, do they?
No, but I'm saying that's how you might be able to like win that argument. Wow. So if I'm still eligible to do schooling, why can't I be eligible to
So
play?
as long
And by the way, that's not been reported. That's not been said of why Mustafa Amzil or CJ Nolan are in a transfer portal. I'm just, with what we've seen, I'm like, okay, what would someone at least say or do to get eligibility when they shouldn't have any left?
Oh my!
I got something for you guys.
Yeah, that blows my mind. I'm not
dealing with the portal.
Yeah.
So Peja Stojakovic, who I played with in Sacramento, right? His son just entered.
saw that.
He entered the portal.
Yeah.
But he flipped the switch to where he can't be contacted.
Yeah, they have a no contact tag.
What does that mean? I don't understand.
Do you know what that
JJ,
means?
do you know what that means, bud?
They are in the transfer portal, but that means that they don't want coaches and or collectives contacting them because
they already know where
they're going.
They already there.
Oh,
so they've been pre-contacted.
Oh.
I got my deal already done. I know where I'm going. Don't call me.
What?
It's insane, right?
Man, good for these kids though, man. Because
Do you
these
think it's good
universities-
to have unlimited eligibility? Come on.
No,
man.
no, not unlimited. What I was gonna say, it's good these kids are making money.
No, I'm fine with that. I got no problem.
That would be the ultimate downfall of college athletics because
unbelievable.
There's no coming back. Just saying, oh, you can play as long as you want.
And I'm
There's 33-year-old
And I'm telling
playing ball.
And I'm telling you guys right now, I had to sue the NCAA when I came here to UNM. You probably don't remember that. They took a half credit off my transcript.
Yeah, I absolutely remember.
I'm telling you right
Well,
now.
I heard about it. It was before me, but you're older than me.
And then they did not go away. So I had to sit out my senior year, if everybody recalls that. But Dave Bliss pushed the schedule back. I missed 9 games. But what I'm
You might
trying
be
to
the
say,
leading scorer in the history of the program.
oh man! But the thing is, hey, if I jump in this portal, I could probably still get it.
Why don't you?
But
Like honestly,
I'm telling you guys right now, the NCAA is trying to figure out how to regulate.
You making a point. Just think of the. Well, you might make some money, but just think of the followers you would get from this.
Man, my Capital Ford guy up north would take care of me.
That's man. All right, we'll come back. We'll talk more. Phones are ringing. 505-246-0610. While Kenny's thoughts on the first round of the NBA playoffs. Some of the matchups to take a look at. It's the opening drive, kicking in with Kenny on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Listen to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, to win.
All In Autographs, where you can meet some of the.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay. We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field. 505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space. And you can be part of it.
Show this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burkia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Albuquerque's leader.
All right. Playoffs start in earnest, whoever Ernest happens to be. Coming up this weekend, you get the play-ins tonight. You'll fill out your 8 seeds in both NBA East and West, and then get started for big and real into the main bracket tomorrow. It's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Bucks Pacers tomorrow, Clippers Nuggets, Pistons Knicks, Timberwolves Lakers. Can I start? And Kenny Thomas here. We're kicking it with Kenny, the former Lobo great. I want to start Clippers Nuggets because that's really, really intriguing. And I think the Clippers have won something to the effect of 17 out of their last 21.
Yeah.
Kawhi's playing well. Yeah. James Harden is playing well. Now look, man, they're the Clippers.
Yeah.
They've never been to the conference final. They're it's hard for me to pick them, but damn, dude, like you got Jokic playing over there. I don't know what you expect out of Jamal Murray. Make a coaching change. This is so intriguing because they're still the Nuggets. I know, JJ, you say they're not, but I mean they're still the Nuggets.
Thing,
they still
Jeff.
got that dude.
What'd you say, JJ?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Keep saying they've never been in the Western Conference Finals. That doesn't matter. It's just the first round. They win. It's the second round.
Yeah. No, you're
What
right.
if the Bucks
You're right.
win?
To win.
You talking about
No,
Bucks?
the Clippers get through this. Yeah, and then they get Oklahoma City. Yeah. Who do you like?
Oh, so JJ, you're saying your Nuggets will get past the Clippers?
I'm not saying that. I think Clippers got him.
Okay, I wanted to hear what JJ said because and I'm going to retract what I said about Kawhi, right? From the standpoint of coming back, being hurt, the way that he's balling right now and what I've been seeing, I could see the Clippers actually beating them in 7. Murray's going to have to show up. I think that's one of the bigger pieces that you don't know what's going to happen. JJ's big on that.
He's the X factor in the series.
Yep.
How healthy is he?
He's playing. He played over 30 minutes the last couple of games. That's a pretty big step from being day-to-day with a hamstring injury to finishing the season with over at least 30 minutes.
Was he being aggressive, though, in those 30-some minutes? Because that's the part that's going to be even more needed. Because he don't play no defense like that.
Let me hit this phone, 505-246-0610. Edward, you're on The Sports Animal. Hello, Edward.
Yep. Happy Good Friday. Hope you all have a delightful weekend with your families. Hey, you know what's interesting? Kenny, you can elaborate this later, but anybody that doesn't believe that Luka Doncic trade was not orchestrated by the league, not only am I devastatingly handsome and tragically brilliant, but I got other line to tell you. That trade was orchestrated by the NBA, and there's no doubt in my mind. But, you know, the key to the Lakers' run is not Luka Doncic or even LeBron. It's Reeves. Reeves is going to, late in games, is going to break his guy down off the dribble, get to the basket, and hit the big shots. And they have a legitimate chance to win the championship. So I'll let you guys expand on that. I have no trust in the Clippers. Zero.
What?
And they have 2 really good players, but I have zero trust
Why is
in
that?
big moments.
Why is that? This is Kenny. Why is that? I'm curious.
Harden's an amazingly brilliant talent, and I think that Kawhi has not shown the ability to stay healthy at least the last 5 years, and I just don't think that they, in close moments in the half-court offense, I think they're going to struggle. Even though I think Kawhi has had a brilliant career, I don't think he's going to hold up. The last thing I want to state briefly, Kenny, and thank you for listening, is what you guys were talking about earlier. I think major college sports, particularly basketball and football, you said exactly what is going to happen. The system's going to collapse, and guys are going to stay in college forever. They're not even going to be student athletes. They're going to be paid, entertaining employees by these universities, and they could have a 10-year career in college, and it's going to be semi-pro sports, which is exactly what we saw in the Final Four. That was semi-pro basketball. That wasn't college athletics. And I think once you introduce a little bit of chaos into the system, the structure breaks down, and it evolves into something completely different. And I think it's interesting that you guys were talking about that this morning. Anyway, I appreciate you letting me elaborate a few thoughts, Kenny. Enjoy your weekend with your family. And, again, I'm proud of what you do, and continue to do the good work in the community.
Thanks.
Have a great weekend.
That's what we need, man. 28-year-old rich college 10th. What do you even call them? Hit the frat parties hitting on your 18,
there wouldn't be
hitting on your 18-year-old.
There wouldn't be a system at that point.
There you go, your 18-year-old daughter.
I mean,
I heard you, JJ.
Can we
No
not give
system.
sorry.
No, I'm saying it's not. Oh, you need to think outside the box. Change. No one's going to pay for that. Like you're going
to
just still be a fan of. Where's the money come? How's the university going to fund that? There's not going to be revenue flowing from the university to fund college entertainers at that point in time. But at least you can still pretend they're student athletes.
Here's my 10th year graduate senior, and we're giving him $3 million, and he's on his 8th school.
Because of what he did in the past.
Yeah, and he's at your frat party hitting on your 18-year-old daughter. What? Don't forget that part.
Just
you got a point.
You're thinking that, we can be a semi-pro league because you already have the built-in fan base, which is going to erode, and you're the just second-tier G League.
Dude, Mark, that whatever I said to you a couple of weeks ago, I want to look where the fan base is and the erosion of the college fan base if it continues down this path in 8 years. What do college fan bases look like?
It's gonna be insane. Like,
you think it'll be?
I mean, obviously the ticket prices are going up, which is even more crazy.
Right, well, take your fan base, dude. Like if you turn this roster every year, every year like you did. Like this, hopefully it's different. But JJ put on the sheet today. 44 college teams have 10 or more players in the portal.
Wow. Yeah.
Baylor's lost everybody. New Mexico lost everybody. Indiana lost everybody. Oh, all right. So that happens when you lose your coach. Although Baylor didn't lose their coach. So you ready for that every year? Or Lobo fans, but we got the 10th year dude. He was at St. John's and UCLA and Butler and Kansas State. Oh, but then he went down to Idaho State. But then, like really?
It's hard for the community to get back to back the schools, especially, and to put more money into it because you don't know if guys are going to be there, and then you're rebuilding again, right? So that's the unbelievable thing. But this is where I think they need to restrict how many times you can actually transfer in the portal. I think that will allow opportunities. But I'm telling you right now, the NCAA is going to figure something out and start regulating to a certain extent. When that last caller was talking about the NBA rigged that trade, come on, man. Hey, each team has to agree on the trade, and then it goes to the NBA. It's not up to the NBA to, hey, this has to happen or blah, 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 right? But it's just one of those things, man. This is the game today, and it's more of a money grab.
Let me take this last one or this next one. Dan, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Dan.
Hey, good morning. Welcome home, Jeff.
Thank you.
Hey,
did he say welcome home?
See if I can get through this. The heart of Okeo-Wingeh and the 8 Northern Pueblos is broken today. My heart goes out to the student athletes, because as adults, we will find a way to get through it, but the student athletes are just going to shake their heads and wonder why this has to happen. But, we'll wrap our arms around the community over there and do whatever we need to do to soften their blow. And I would just reach out to everyone in the listening area of the Sports Animal to, no matter what your faith is, take a little bit of time to think about this community. They're an incredible community at Okeo-Wingeh and Espanola, Santa Clara, all of them. They're all heartbroken. We all are. My heart sank yesterday in the evening when I found out what happened. And it's just crazy to wonder what those young people are going through today. And especially on this weekend and especially on this day.
No,
so I just want to reach out, everybody, please just take the time to put them in your thoughts, your prayers, and they've got this magnificent new sports facility at Okeo-Wingeh that everybody was celebrating and
still will.
Man, it took the wind out of our sails. But Jeff, thank you this morning for I jumped in right when you were talking about it and appreciate that because you got a lot of listeners and up north and
no, I got it.
It's just it's rough, man. But I just wanted to.
Thank you, Dan.
I think more for myself. I needed to.
I get it.
Needed to express myself, and thank you guys for recognizing that. Okay.
Thank
God
you,
bless
Dan.
you.
Yeah, hang in there. For those of you who just joined us, there was a tragedy up north yesterday, 6:00 in the morning. Jason Abeda and Nathan Abeda, they're brothers. Jason was the head basketball coach at Santa Fe Indian School, and his brother Nathan was the assistant athletic director. They were killed in a car crash, 2-car crash. 3 people passed away, and I got a bunch of people who talked to me. I didn't know them, but just horrible. And what the kids who knew them, the families, just I guess there was a car that swerved into their lane, a 2-lane highway, and boom, it was I think a Camaro and a Jeep Wrangler.
Wow.
Just brutal.
Easter Sunday, man. That's terrible. I feel bad for that community up north. Yeah, prayers, heart goes out to all you guys up there.
All right, you're back on Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
We'll be into the playoffs, and we'll know what's going on then.
Let's do it.
Enjoy the weekend. Happy Easter.
Have a great weekend, man. I appreciate you both. My man. Thank you.
He is Kenny Thomas. That was Kicking It with Kenny. We're not done, though. JJ and I are back at 505-246-0610. We'll open up for wherever you want to go as we get you through a Friday, a good Friday, on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Ruben, and I'm with the New Mexico Educational Assistance Foundation. We are proud sponsors of high school and college sports. Either college or trade, we can help you find the funding you need. Go to nmfafsa.org. That's nmfafsa.org.
The Yeller Sub, located on 7200 Montgomery Boulevard, serves breakfast all day long along with classic hot and cold subs. Don't forget about our shakes, malts and floats made with your favorite Bluebell ice cream. 45 years and still going strong. Come on down to the Yeller Sub, official sandwich of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Everguard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Everguard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
College 1, 2, 3 year deals, and thus you have some contracts, you have some buyouts on the other end. That will work itself out. But to get there, the student athletes have to want to be a part of this process, not just sue to get paid, but sue to save their sports, because unlimited eligibility, it's not good for anyone. No one wants college entertainment. Like, that model is not going to be successful. It's already hard enough to get the people to go to college athletics, and you'll be like, hey, we're the New Mexico Lobos, but we're kind of like a G League team and kind of not, but what are we playing for and what used to be March Madness? I don't know. Like,
it blows my mind. Think of on the other end of it too. Let's just say you got to do plain 8 years. Aren't we taking away a lot of opportunities from how are you breaking in as a high school guy? There's numbers just tell you there's less roster spots.
Yeah,
right?
It's harder for players that would be good college players, because they're going to have, those players have to transfer.
Well, you
they're
got
going
to
to
get
go
in it
somewhere, get good, maybe transfer, we'll go up to a better place. Like, it's,
you've got to break in at some point, right? So you've got to have your freshman year to have your 10th year, don't you?
Yeah, there's plenty of spots. There's not plenty of spots, but but that's the challenge. You might, I'm going to be a freshman on a one-win team. It's like, yeah, that's
well.
probably not
There's
gonna go
a finite number of roster spots. Now, the finite number may be big. If you're going to tell me there's 15 spots because we're going to do roster limits, and there's 351 times 15. I mean, there's 5,265 roster spots in college basketball.
Yeah, and if you get unlimited eligibility, that's not the entire system collapses in on itself. So you don't have to worry about roster spots.
Please say no. That's why. I mean, like I like Mustafa Amsil and CJ Noland a lot. I like them. I just don't understand how they think they're getting more eligibility. And you see the comments.
They're doing something right now that has zero effect. They're not in a lawsuit. They're not suing anybody, but they're like, hey, maybe something will change and I'll get one more year to play college basketball.
All right, so as they're in the portal, are people, is Richard Pitino calling Mustafa Amsil and saying, hey, I might have a spot for you if you can get eligibility?
No idea.
Theoretically?
No idea.
I mean, I say theoretically, right? But, wow. Okay. It blows my mind. And not a lot of stuff in college athletics blows my mind. I just listened to a whole lot of stuff this week.
Everyone, talks about a college football commissioner.
Yeah.
Like, they have to start talking about separating sports.
I know you've said that.
Like, there's no way that this stuff is ever going to get figured out across the board if they just try to say the NCAA is going to figure it out. Maybe that's not going to happen. Maybe it could be the NCAA commissioner for football, NCAA commissioner for basketball, NCAA commissioner for Olympic sports, because none of this stuff is equal across the board.
But even if you had a commissioner how would you regulate it? I mean, you'd still be getting sued.
How would you regulate?
Yeah.
You go to these student athletes and you say you have to form a players union so we can negotiate what makes sense. Do you guys want to be able to sign 1, 2, 3 year pay for play deals?
Can we stop calling it NIL?
Yeah. Well, and I think it's name, image, and likeness, and this was brought up yesterday. We were having this conversation because there was reading a Sports Illustrated story from Kevin Sweeney about he thinks that next couple weeks there's going to be a big influx of European players coming over to play, and everyone's like, well, why? It's because they're making more money here than even in the low-level pro leagues that those young players are
or even
in.
in some of the higher-level pro leagues over there.
But everyone's like, well, aren't they? And someone called in and was like, well, aren't these guys on student visas so they can't make money? Well, they can because it's that gray area of name, image, and likeness, and you're not an employee yet in college athletics. And it's going to have to get to that point where your student-athlete employees with a bargaining seat at the table, because if you don't get that, and then any rule that the NCAA tries to put down, they're just going to be like, nah, someone's just going to, one person's not going to like it and sue them.
There's a lawyer sitting somewhere.
So that's why you have to have these things governed differently to be able to have people come to the table and say, all right, these are the rules that we're all on board with moving forward.
All right, so let me tell you something. And I could be way off on this. And I'm in it every day, okay? I am a college sports fan. And I'm starting to not give a damn. And you want to start, I don't need to see dudes 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I just don't. I don't need the biggest story in college athletics to be how much they're making. And if I am starting to not give a damn, I'm going to guess that's going to trickle down. And in towns where you do have professional sports competition, do I care more? Am I more interested in my actual real professional sports team or my alma mater faking as a sports team? And again, I fear the erosion of the college athletics fan base if it continues down this path, and I don't believe it'll happen overnight, but I mean, I look over the next X number of years. But JJ, the more I listen to, we got the foreign guys coming over, and they're going to make a bunch of money, and we got guys looking, well, if they're master's students, and they can get a 6th and a 7th year, and
Dude, that's why
I don't care.
It's not easy, but these student athletes are going to have to realize that you can be in a system where you're still going to make money. Revenue sharing is here, but if you're not willing to come together, if you're not willing to lean on people to negotiate on your behalf, the NCAA is not willing to separate these sports, this system is going nowhere fast.
It's wow. That one blew my mind today. All right, 505-246-0610. You can get in. It's Good Friday. We got one left. We're going to take you to the top. And emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. We'll wrap you up and get you ready for the weekend when we get back. Hey, I talk about IPS all the time, International Protective Service. I love what they do. It's affordable private security to protect your home, protect your business. You see them in your community. You see them in your stores. You see them all around town. Why? Because it's necessary. There's just not enough police to respond to every call. They protect my home. They're there every day. When I travel, they pick up newspapers or mail or roll of garbage cans to the curb and back, pick up packages that are left on the porch, whatever you want. Give your home that lived-in look. The question is, who's watching your home when you're not there, right? You've worked too hard to build what you've got. IPS provides standing guards if you need eyes on your property around the clock. They install alarms and camera systems. They've got a state-of-the-art facility monitoring those cameras 24/7. It all raises the level of security around your home and your business. Don't wait to be a victim. It's too late then. Be proactive. Protect what you've worked so hard to build. IPS's number is 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420. They are online at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Got shots? Got shots? Got shots?
During Got Shots, participating providers open their doors for any child who presents.
Give me a hoe if you got your funky bus fare.
Chimayo. All right, be safe if you're on one of the pilgrimages. Chimayo, Tomei Hill. Opening drive, we're wrapping you up on a Good Friday. Terry, good morning. This is your segment, I believe. How are you?
Yeah. Good Friday, Jeff. Good Friday, JJ. I went ahead and hoed, even though you didn't include me. I always count on Jeff not wanting to share a hoe with me, but that's okay. We have the end of, we got Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. Who wants to root for either of that? I mean, the Jets, the most unprofessional organization as it's coming out, and we know the hijinks that Aaron Rodgers does, so it's kind of a lose-lose. Reminded me of a guy tracking me down. I had a summer job in college, and he said, if you want to work in the fall, come to a meeting. Well, I didn't want to, so I didn't go to the meeting. But he tracked me down to fire me a job I'd already quit. But, so be it. I was like, okay, if that makes you feel better. So I don't know if Aaron Glenn made him feel like a man to make Rodgers come in person across the country. Be one thing just to come down the block or across the street or something. But, that was like he could have FaceTimed and said, hey, Aaron, sorry, we're going in a different direction. But hard for the Jets to be professional or anything like that. As I say, I wish everybody, thoughts and hugs to you guys and all your family members. I know Hoser used to make light of it, but after the tragedy up north, we never know how long we have or our family or friends, what can happen on that way. And I do appreciate you guys and letting me call in and talk. It makes an old man feel good. And sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree. But it means the world to me. And I do wish you guys the best and your families the best. And sometimes we got to take a step back and either make that extra call or give that friend or family member an extra hug, knowing how the life goes on and it's precious time. But not trying to be too, sappy, but it's still a good thing. But you guys have a wonderful weekend and all that. Take care. Maybe I'm 66. Maybe I still have some college eligibility
you got some left. Go see if you can get some NIL. Make a team. See what KU's offering for walk-ons.
Okay. Be safe, guys. Take care.
All right. Who do you like tonight? You like the Heat and you like Memphis? Is that what I heard? I got Dallas.
All right, go Heat, Memphis. Miami and Memphis.
All right. I got Miami and Mavericks. Over the weekend, we'll get started. So by the time the show comes back on Monday, you guys will be deep into the NBA playoffs. The hockey playoffs will get started as well. I like the way the Kings are playing right now, by the way. Thanks to Kenny Thomas. He was in today. The Herd with Colin Cowherd is next. The Jim Rome Show will follow that. Two Men On is in at 4. Isotopes and Chihuahuas after that. Award-winning radio returns for you with the opening drive. That will be on Monday, starting at 7 a.m. Have a great, safe Easter weekend. Adrian, great work on the visuals, always. Big weekend for you?
Huge weekend.
Got a lot of TV this weekend or no?
No.
No? Family time on Easter?
Family time.
How about that? When does that ever happen? All right, be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. Yesterday was the anniversary of Jennifer's passing. Remembered her yesterday, and that was her saying. So do be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. Have a great, safe weekend. Enjoy it, boys and girls.
Here's for immunizations, regardless of whether they are a patient or whether they have insurance.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
I'm David C. Chavez, personal injury attorney. For over 4 decades, our law firm has remained steadfast in our commitment to serving the remarkable people of New Mexico that have been injured through no fault of their own. I'm a New Mexican fighting for New Mexicans. I received my bachelor's degree at NMSU and earned my law degree at UNM. I can proudly say I'm both an Aggie and a Lobo. Call now and I will meet with you. 40 years strong, and we're still as local as red and green.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
You followed him from the first day he signed with the team. You remember the day he poured in 63 points? The night he played a sold-out concert to 30,000 people. The day he gave his infamous speech. That's why you believe in heroes. That's why you remember and collect their memorabilia. All in Autographs, where you can meet some of the greats, collect some of the greats, and share your own legacy. Visit All In Autographs, where you can celebrate the great and have your own piece of history.
Got shots?